So, hello guys, we officially arrived to Khor Virap, which is one of the most famous landmarks in Armenia and a must-see when you visit this country here. Khor Virap is basically a monastery from the 13th century, but I'm gonna explain to you more about that later. First, in order to get to Khor Virap, you have several options. We took taxi, booking through Yandex, the app called Yandex, which is a Russian version of Uber. It costed 4,300 Armenian dram, which is approximately 10 euro. And we have asked our taxi driver to wait for us. So he's waiting down there. And the road is pretty simple. It's a highway, so you basically just drive straight forward. And when you arrive to Khor Virap, you will end up in this area here where you can see a lot of parts where there are a lot of sellers trying to sell. So the recommendable way to go here is to take either a booked bus trip through an agency or take a taxi like us. But anyway, now we are here and I'm gonna show you more of this monastery and the view that this monastery is famous for. Here you have the view of the whole village and Mount Ararat, or actually Turkey, just on the other side there. It's basically just across the road that you see there is Turkey, because Ararat, the mountain, is by today's definition situated inside the territory of today's Turkey. Back in the days there was struggle, especially when the Ottoman Empire fell. It was a struggle to rewrite history and to implement, to decide where Ararat should belong to, which country, because back in the days Armenia was a big nation. It was a big kingdom which stretched all the way through half of Turkey, almost all the way down to the to today's Iraqi border. Today Armenia is a much smaller country, and because of that there are still issues, because Armenia means that Ararat actually belongs to them, because Ararat is the mountain where Noah's Ark was found. That's what the legends say, at least. And that's also part of today's Armenian definition of where Armenian people originate from, because the legends say that Armenian originates from Noah's Ark. It's not so many people there today. It's much less than I thought. I thought it would be completely full, but it doesn't seem like that. I think most people here, they go on private tours and they go to other places as well, other monasteries, and so in most cases they do that. That's what I heard, but we chose to book a private taxi, as I explained earlier. It feels quite surreal to know that actually Turkey is just over there. We were in Turkey yesterday and now we are here, but we didn't cross it by land border. We basically just crossed it by air. Now, more about the monastery there. So the reason this monastery is famous is, the legend has it, that there was a prince who were captured inside this monastery for 13 years. After 13 years, after his release, he managed to convert Armenia to Christianity, and that's where the origin of Armenian Christianity started, because Armenia was the first nation to officially adopt Christianity as their official religion, and it happened in 301 AD. So that's a pretty interesting fact about it. The reason people come here is, I think personally, to see the view and the combination of the monastery Khor Virap and Mount Ararat put together, because it's just insane to look at. So let's see what waits us at the top here. See the Armenian flag there, and then you have Mount Ararat over there, and now it's just too many people here, so let's walk on the side. Back in the days, as I explained, Ararat was part of the Greater Armenian Kingdom, which stretched all the way down to what was called as Khor Virap, which is actually the place where they say that Kurds originates from. That's all the way down to the border of today's Iraq. Oh. One of the many churches in Armenia. He just said I had to take off my caps when I'm here. So yeah, this is basically one of the many churches. Basically have the perfect spot of the whole mountain. So if you take a drive and ask your taxi driver to drive 1 minute down the road, you will have the perfect spot of Khor Virap with Mount Ararat in the background. And this is basically where you can see pictures from Google. They have the whole view from this, or like around this spot here. Alright. Окей, давай, спасибо огромное.
Тоже вместе надо ехать или?
Нет, сейчас мы хотим обратно в центр города Yerevan.
Центр?
Да, в центре, если возможность. Спасибо. До свидания. До свидания. So we just finished our trip to Khor Virap, and the taxi costed totally 9,000 Armenian dirham, which is less than $23. So pretty cheap, and I think it's I would recommend to take a taxi, or you can book a bus, of course, but taxi you pay much less than if you book a tour. Of course, if you're into tours and so, you can do that, and they will probably take you to much more places and explain much more about the history of the place. But I personally think you can do that. You can Google it on your own instead of doing this kind of tours. Anyway, now we're back in Yerevan, and what first hit me, or hit us, is this extremely blue clear water here, which rises up from the fountain, and it just looks so beautiful. And I heard Yerevan, sorry, is a city of fountains. So you have all the fountains there spread across the city, This here is obviously not pure, but you have a lot of fountain, like drinkable fountains, which is supposed to be clean, like the recycling, like the maintenance of these water pipes are supposed to be very good, so they say that it's the pure water that you drink. But it's just one very cool thing about Yerevan. It's all this chill and beautiful fountain areas that you can see. And we will explore more of it eventually when we get to the city center.